It's Jackie, and here's the second half of my flip through, getting you caught up in my Fauxbonichi / scrap journal. We're going to look at days July 2nd through July 15th. So we left off here on July the 1st, and we'll just keep going. So the next pages, these were also pages that I had prepped before we went on our trip, and that was good because we were home, but we were so busy that I wouldn't have had time to do nice pages these days anyway. It was really busy when we got back to Toronto. So these are just some journaling cards. These are just some random ones from my stash. This one's an Amy Tangerine one from the Better Together collection, which is the collection used to make this book. Add a little bit of lettering up here. This is a stamp. I don't remember who makes it. It's from a stamp and stencil kit you can get at Michael's right now. And then some Doris stickers. I think those ones are really pretty. On the next pages, these I think were the first ones I did when I actually got back into town. So things get kind of a little sloppy from here because I was so busy. I used a Tim Holtz stencil here and some picked raspberry, I think, distress ink on this one. And I used this black adhesive cardstock to punch out some hearts and to punch out some birds on wire. This is using a Spellbinder die. And then I used my gel pen, or my Tri Plus Fine Liner Staedtler pens to just color in a little more purple here so they matched. I put birds belong outside and free because I found a bird trapped indoors that day, and I spent the whole day trying to capture it and set it free, which I successfully did with the help of my family. So I ran out of hearts on this side just because I ran out of paper to punch out of, so I just drew in a few more using the same pen that I used here. These are some Snap I Am Collection clear stickers, and I just doodled some hearts down here. So yeah, it's getting kind of messy. Another page of Lister's got a list. Yeah, it's half-hearted. So the next page, in this section, I've had to black out a few parts because there are some personal details about other people in my family that I'm not comfortable sharing on YouTube because that's sort of their choice and not my choice. But if you watched a few updates ago, something very unlikely happened to my mother, and it was a good thing that happened to her, and it happened again, and the odds are so stacked against it, we couldn't believe it, so it got another page in my book. I used the same picture from this time as she had sent me last time, and I did have to blank out the details, and then I just stamped out Mom Did It Again using some recollection stamps and a little bit of journaling down here. It was a record that she set, so I used this record sticker from the Better Together collection as well as this record branding strip, and I used this sticker from the Amy Tangerine sticker book, and celebrating she set a new record, and so I put number 2 because it was the second time that it happened, and that's using some Jelly Bean Soup Bean Board Alphas. And then the next page is about how we caught the bird. So I was doing laundry, and when I was walking out, I found a bird in a really isolated hallway in the basement, and it was the kind of area that I don't know how the bird got there. There's no way it could have got out on its own, so I tried to get help from the people that work at the building. No one was willing to help, so we had to take it into our own hands to catch this bird and set it free. So there's a picture of the bird sitting on the steps when we first found it. Plan A was to catch it with a bed sheet, so that's me holding the bed sheet. Plan B was to catch it in a net, and this is my husband the moment that he caught it. So the bird is safely in this pillowcase that he caught in the net. This is my sister's boyfriend holding the sheet. And then this is my husband setting it free. The bird flew out of the bag so fast that there was no way I could get a picture of the actual bird, but there was a bird in that at some point, and it flew away. So I used some MT washi tape here, and then some Heidi Swap alphas. These I think are Jenny Bolin alphas. I'm not sure. These ones are Snap. So I put Fly Free, and I had this teal sticker that was a bird, and then I just used a few other stickers from that same sticker sheet for that page. And I love this page. The next page is one of my favorite color combinations. There's something about yellow and orange and teal that makes me really happy. So I didn't put a title on this one because it's kind of written here, Ripley's Aquarium of Canada. It's my second time visiting, so I didn't feel like I needed to say too much about it. So one page was enough, even though there's like a million things that you see while you're there. So I put my ticket. They had a thing at the start of the shark exhibit that said take a shark selfie and Instagram it with hashtag shark selfie. So this is my shark selfie. This is me looking a little scared as a great big shark swims up behind me. So I posted that on Instagram. And then I just put some pictures of some of the interesting things we saw on this visit. There was a bright blue lobster. These fish were just funny. I don't know how to describe it, but the way that they packed together in groups made me laugh. Some Halloween crabs, and I just had this nice picture that I took of a shark, so I included that. And then just a bunch of random dairy stickers and some journaling. And then I put my tuna price is $32.04 because they have a thing there where you stand on it, it weighs you, and it tells you how much money you would fetch if you were a tuna. I would fetch $3,204. I love that thing. And then I did my next page in my last scrappy page in this section is called Nosebleed Seats. We went to see the Blue Jays, and if you watched before, we recently been to a Blue Jays game, but this time we went with a group of people, and we were very, very in the very back of the upper bowl. Like the concrete wall is here, and we're 2 rows down. And it was just really funny. You couldn't even see the action. I took a picture of how the field was a million miles away, and we just kind of went for fun more than we went for the sports. It was so hot. This is a picture of my husband bringing us freezies because it was exhausting to climb the 25 rows to get to these seats after the last staircase. So there's our ticket. These are some thickers. I don't know who makes them, and I just put some washi tape behind them so they'd stand out a little bit better, and a few stickers. That's a Mambi sticker there. So a really basic page, not much embellishment, just mostly photos. On the 6th, I had a few minutes to do some art, so I tested out my new Hero Art layering stamps, and I have to say, despite the fact that I made mistakes in my stamping, I love how this page turned out. So even though I feel like I didn't really do a good job, it still turned out beautiful. So I'm absolutely loving that stamp set. It's one that I got at Michael's. So yeah, these are just layered stamps, and then I just sketched an outline. And then I bought some new washi these days, so I put a sample of each one. It was like a 3-pack of skinny washies. That's a little snap sticker on it, I think. My next pages I decorated using the Snap Simple Story Summer Vibes 12x12 sticker sheet. Something bad happened on this day, so I used the Look on the Bright Side sticker, and I used I think I used ink pencils and a stencil here, so it's got kind of a messy look. It's not like a clean stencil, but I like it. It looks sort of watercolored. Yeah, so I think this is basically all those stickers, and then just a little bit of hand lettering here. Oh, this is a temporary tattoo, actually, that was in my husband gave it to me in a random surprise bag, so I just put it in here. And there were these stickers that say, I love summer. That is not my truth. I love winter, and I make it through the summer as best I can. So I just put some hand lettering so that I could kind of change the meaning a little bit so that it applies to my life. And the next pages were more stickers from that same sticker sheet. I put a pretty good dent in it at this point, but there's still a ton of them left. I used a border sticker along the bottom. I used these little birds. This was a day I felt like I needed good vibes, so I used that sticker. And I thought this tag matched really well, so I like that page a lot. And then I just did a little bit of stenciling in the background using my new Heidi Swap stencil. These pages are just lovely, lovely blue. I used my Blueprint Sketch Distress ink, and I love, love, love this shade of blue. I think it's my favorite shade of blue ever. And then I just used this die cut from the Amy Tangerine Better Together collection. I'm kind of down to the dregs of that collection. I don't have much left, so maybe this isn't relevant to the day, but I wanted to use it up. We saw 7 raccoons on this day, so I put this little Lawn Fawn stamp from the Woodland Critters stamp set. I used an Amy Tangerine cut apart here, and I just wrote on it with white gel pen. And that's just a Mambi sticker and a little bit of MT washi tape. This is the new washi tape that I bought, and it's, I don't think you can tell, but it's blue foil. It's really pretty. More listers got a list. Again, half-hearted. This one is my summer playlist. It's something I need to think about, I think. So I do intend to fill this one out. I just haven't yet. But yeah, not much to say about that. So the next page, we went to see the movies. So I just called it Matinee, Central Intelligence. That was the name of the movie, and I just cut this out of the movie magazine tickets from the movie, and that's pretty much all I ever do when we see a movie. Just cut something out of the magazine and put my tickets down. But I thought that this slogan was the cleverest movie slogan I've ever seen. It made me laugh so hard. It says, "Saving the world takes a little heart and a big Johnson," because Kevin Hart is so small and Dwayne Johnson is so big. So that made me laugh, so I wanted to save it. And I didn't date this page because the date's on the ticket. The next two pages, I guess, are pictures of my sister, because we've been hanging a lot since she moved here. So we went biking. So there's a picture that my husband took, the two of us. We were biking through the graveyard that's here. It's an enormous graveyard. Like you can bike 10 kilometers in there, no problem. And I just used some snap alphas there and some lines of washi tape. This was just a random journaling card from my stash. And then I had this gold embellishment in my stash. It's a gold bicycle built for two. But of course, I don't know why kids come with so many bicycles built for two. Like, I don't think people drive them that often in practice. Clearly we're not riding them here, so I just stuck the front of it out from behind the journaling card. And that's an Amy Tangerine rub-on. I think that's a Teresa Collins label. And then the next one I called Cooking Lessons with Erin. So she's off work for a little while, so I'm teaching her my housewife skills. She's come down 3 nights this week and we've made dinner together. So that's just a picture of her packing up her Tupperwares to take upstairs for dinner. And after we were all done cooking, so I just used this scrap of paper that I had left from the collection and a couple branding strips, and then I just covered it up with washi tape because this pattern paper was all eyeglasses, and I don't know what you're supposed to do with eyeglass paper, so I just covered it up, and I just used a little Mambi embellishment here. And this is, I had to cover up the details here, but I called it the best photo of Mom ever, and I put hashtag best day ever. If you saw in my book, she got, a couple weeks ago, she got to hold a giant check. Well, she got to hold another one, and it was unlikely enough that she made the ALC, which is the Atlantic Lotto Commission, she made their newsletter. So this was in their newsletter, and I just love it. My mother looks so happy. This is her moment, so it made me really happy. So that's why I'm saying it's the best photo ever I've ever seen, is because I've never seen her that happy. So I just used some rainbow washi tape and then like some rainbow colors with these Star Puppy stickers I got from Freckled Fawn. These foam alphas are from Freckled Fawn. The gold things are die cuts from My Mind's Eye, and I just used matte medium to stick them down because I just didn't want to mess around. They're so skinny. And then I just matted the photo in black. So I love that page. This page is, it started off as a fail, and I think it turned out fine in the end. And that's kind of how art works, right? Is if you mess up, you just keep going until it's awesome. So that's what I tried to do here. I tried to use my Heidi Swap art screens to do these black art screens. Love this, and then this rose. But what happened was, because I tried to do the two at once, I didn't work fast enough. And when I went to pull up the art screen, the paste stuck inside the screen and it tore the paper. So at the end, what I was left with was like torn paper and half an image. So that was a mess. So I just used a black marker and I drew it where, like, you could still see an impression of where the paste had been. So I went and traced it over it all with pen, and then I watercolored it, and where the paper tore, it actually added dimension to my watercolor, like where it sunk in, where it tore, it sunk in more, so there's like darker spots, and where it didn't tear, it came out lighter. So it actually gave me a really nice kind of mottled effect, even though it had turned out as a total mistake. So if you make a mistake, don't ever give up. Just keep going. Keep going till it's pretty. You can always cover it up. And then my last 2 pages are pretty simple. On this day I went downtown with my sister. She's still getting kind of used to getting around in this city. So I thought this city map, it's an old Amy Tangerine die cut, was good, and I put this compass on it to kind of symbolize that she's still figuring it out. I put a little Freckled Fawn sticker on it, and I used some alphas to write downtown. And then I just used yes, because it was a good day. And this is a border sticker, and these 3 stickers are from that same Summer Vibe sticker sheet. And then on this page, we were celebrating something big at my house. And again, it's not about me, so I had to cover it up with washi tape. But if you've been following my journals, you might have saw we did have a setback in November where basically my husband at work was reduced from an 11 to 10. Today's the day he climbed back up to 11. So so I just used some rub-ons to put level 11. I stamped out back 2, and I just doodled a little border around it. I used this acetate piece because it's all about my husband and he is my favorite. And I use this Amy Tangerine sticker from the sticker book. And that takes us to the end of this flip through. So I've got one more to go, and I'll be at the end of this book, and that will be the end of the month. So I'll be back with another update in another 2 weeks. Thanks so much for watching.